Audit Oversight Board, Group 1.
Hi, my name is Ashraf. I am from AC1105C, and my student ID is 2020608986.
First is the introduction. What is an audit? Audit is the examination or inspection of various books of accounts by an auditor, followed by physical checking of inventory to make sure that all departments are following documented system of recording transactions. It is done to ascertain the accuracy of financial statements provided by the organization. Audit can be done not just internally but also externally. It is to check and verify accounts by an independent authority to ensure that all books of accounts are done in a fair manner and there is no misrepresentation or fraud that is being conducted. The Audit Oversight Board (AOB) is established under Part 3A of the Securities Commission Act Malaysia 1993, which came into force on 1st April 2010 to promote and develop an effective audit oversight framework and to promote confidence in the quality and reliability of audited financial statements in Malaysia, while external auditors keep an eye on the accuracy of the financial reports that the businesses produce. Who keeps an eye on the auditors? Thus, the AOB was established. It is a framework for monitoring and regulating the accurate financial reporting of public interest companies. The purpose of AOB is to oversee the external auditors who audit the listed companies. Its establishment is expected to improve the quality of the audited financial statements and to increase the confidence of the public on the quality of the services provided by the auditors. The assurance provided by a third-party expert, the external auditor, makes audited financial statements more credible than the audited ones. Following will be 3 issues regarding AOB, with explanations and arguments, as well as appropriate analysis and evaluation.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Shahrul Akram bin Shahruddin. My student ID is 2020600566 and I am from AC1105C. Now we are moving on to the first issue, starting by the explanations and arguments. So based on the D'Angelo, it defines audit quality as having twin dimensions of the probability that the auditors are competent to be able to detect material misstatement and having detected the misstatements are willing to report. There have not been many studies on whether the creation of an audit oversight board has enhanced audit quality. In Malaysia, audits must be performed according to a prescribed minimum quality level found in the audit standard. Before the establishment of AOB, the quality of the external audit is monitored by the profession, which makes the audit professions a self-regulating profession. However, after the establishment of AOB, it added a new layer of regulation to the external audit in 2010. Even though the AOB is a relatively new institution, similar independent audit oversight board have been established in many countries, which is to keep an eye on the procedures in order to ensure that they are in compliance with the laws, requirements for audit and audit quality. Next, we are moving on to the next slide, which is talking about the appropriate analysis and evaluation. The limitation arises when the auditor do not exercise professional skepticism at the level as expected by the AOB. Other important things, which is ineffectiveness of monitoring quality control, resources constraint and retention issue, and lapses in documentation. And the findings shows that basically the audit firms in Malaysia are still weak and insufficient in carrying out the engagements. Audit committee should ensure financial statements comply with applicable financial reporting standards in order to assess the suitability and independence of external auditors. Due to this, the audit committee is expected to exert greater effort in the discussion with the auditors in case it becomes the target of an AOB inspection. And that's all from me. Thank you. Now we are moving on to the next slide, which is second issue.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Muhammad Haziq bin Hairul Izwan. My student ID is 2020808936 and I'm from group AC1105C. Now I will be presenting the second issue. Why is the Audit Oversight Board necessary to promote the growth of the audit profession? One important element that demonstrated in the last 2 decades for the accounting irregularities is the lack of credibility of auditors. The unpleasant image of auditors had projected by Satyam, Enron and Madoff, and these scandals made the assurance for quality information become uncertain. According to Procter and Burnaby, auditors were often blamed for their failed duties as watchdogs. Their lack of independence was claimed as the cause of the loss of public confidence in the quality of audited reporting. In order to provide assurance and public confidence in financial reporting, the Audit Oversight Board Malaysia was established under Part 3A of the Securities Commission Act 1993, incorporated into the Securities Commission Act 1993 by virtue of the Securities Commission 2010. For the pre-analysis and evaluation, due to the lack of credibility of auditors exist, the Audit Oversight Board was established to enhance confidence in and reliability of the audited financial statement in Malaysia. A mechanism that was established by Audit Oversight Board worked towards being an independent oversight system where there will be an oversight control of the audit quality of the auditors. The establishment of Audit Oversight Board is mainly to assist the Securities Commission in its audit oversight function, which specifically focus on the implementing policies and programmers to ensure an effective audit oversight system in Malaysia, registering auditors of public interest entities, directing the Malaysian Institute of Accountant (MIA) to establish and or adopt the auditing and ethical standards to be applied by auditors, conducting inspections and monitoring auditors' programs to assess the degree of compliance of auditing and ethical standards, and conducting inquiries and imposing appropriate sanctions against auditors who fail to comply with auditing and ethical standards. In fact, the existence of the Audit Oversight Board provides credentials to the audit profession. That's all from me. Thank you.
My name is Naveed with Azizul. My matrix number is 2020-883-944. I'm from AC1105C.
Now we will continue with issue 3, implications of the AOB based on the external auditor's perspective. The introduction of AOB in Malaysia is seen as a successful oversight mechanism for fostering trust in the quality and reliability of audited financial statements. According to a study, the implementation of AOB has an impact on external auditors' work, particularly in terms of documentation and training costs, which fluctuate between audit firms and various sizes. Some people believe that the increased demands placed on external auditors are not just a result of AOB, but also of the revised accounting standards and other regulations. The study also reveals that the implementation of AOB has no impact on the external auditors' reliance on internal auditors. Additionally, whether the internal audit department is housed internally or is outsourced will not have an impact on how much the external auditors rely on the work of the internal auditors. The impact of establishment of AOB on the external auditors was asked about in the study. They were questioned on if the quality of audit work has altered since the establishment of the AOB, because now their work is closely watched and sanctions may be imposed if external auditors do not follow the international standard on quality control, or the Code of Conducts. One of the responses from Big Four affiliated external auditors is, there have been no changes in approach. Quality has never been an issue. With AOB, perhaps people are more meticulous and careful when it comes to audit approach and audit conclusion. More things are considered as now there is a third eye. Other than that, they were also questioned about the effect of AOB on their audit work in their study as well. The majority of external auditors acknowledge that extra administration and documentation need to be required after the establishment of AOB. However, one of the respondents stated that not all changes and increases in effort are attributable to the AOB, as some could be attributable to the revised accounting and auditing standards. Thank you.
In conclusion, one of the most important changes in audit regulation over the past few decades has been the transition to independent public oversight of the auditing profession and the elimination of the conventional model of self-regulation. The lack of credibility of creditors had made an unpleasant image of the auditors. The establishment of AOB has enhanced the confidence in the reliability of the audited financial statement in Malaysia, mainly to assist the Securities Commission in its audit oversight function. Thus, AOB provides credential to the audit profession. Even though Malaysia's audit firms are still weak and insufficient for undertaking the engagement, the quality of the audit is thought to have slightly improved after the establishment of AOB. This may be attributable to the revised Code of Corporate Governance 2012. When it's come to the audit approach and audit conclusion, people are more meticulous and careful. As now that there is a third eye, more factors are considered. With the establishment of AOB, audit profession has become more complex and systematic, as the board of focus on the implementing policies and programmes to ensure the effective audit oversight system in Malaysia, registering auditors of public interest entities, directing the Malaysian Institute of Accountant MIA to establish and or adopt the auditing and ethical standards to be applied by auditors. This initiative allows the profession become more credible and valuable for the purpose of auditing. External auditors' workload has also increased for the past few years, which not mainly due to the establishment of AOB, but may also be due to the revised accounting and auditing standards in recent years that have forced external auditors to keep updated in order to carry out their duties with necessary care and diligence. Thank you.